What's good YouTube? How's everyone doing? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another reaction video. If you're new here for the first time, my name is TMR, and since you clicked on this video, you might as well subscribe to this YouTube channel and make sure you click that notification bell. Leave your comments down below and enjoy this reaction video. What's good YouTube? What's good TMR gang? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to yet another live reaction video. You have just entered the Break Room Chronicles. We'll break so normally 15 minutes, but chat over here, we break for 1 damn hour. Shouts out to the 2 Live crew. Chat, I see you. By far the best damn chat on YouTube, honey. You better ask someone about this 2 Live crew. Oh, and shouts out to the Bush gang. Hey, Bush watchers. What it do, Bush gang? Shouts out to the Replay gang. Hey, Replay gang. Thanks so much for stopping by. Make sure you let us know in the bottom of the video that you're Replay gang in this thing. So myself and the 2 Live crew definitely know it's real. Hey, y'all, what's good? Happy Monday to each and every one of y'all. I hope you guys are feeling good and doing great. Thank y'all so much for stopping what you were doing and meet me over here in the damn break room, y'all. Oh, my goodness. Y'all see the title, okay? Y'all see the thumbnail. Child, it was a whole bunch of beefing on the internet instead of eating turkey on Thanksgiving in the YouTube mommy community. Oh, Lord. So, y'all, we got several people on the docket today. We got my Jazzy Life baby daddy, Philip. Lord, clap mercy, Philip. And then we have old Libby Pooh, you know. Oh, Libby Pooh, she's a regular repeat offender over here in the damn break room. And then we have a young lady that we've talked about before, but only once. I haven't been over there in a minute. But we have Tanea. Y'all know from T&K family, formerly known as, what was it, Us Plus 4. Yeah, if y'all have ran across her channel, the young lady that has the triplet little girls. Yes, Natasha on the docket today. Okay, so we got her too. All right, now my Jazzy Life, who's also a repeat offender over here. I don't know what went on with her. I don't think I seen a Thanksgiving vlog. Y'all know, well, maybe she did put one up one. Y'all know TMR been out of town, child. And I told you I've been way behind. I'm trying to get caught up, okay? Sugar, should I get wine or tea? Hey, Rachel, sissy, you know, get whatever is your pleasure over there. Liv is a woman, child. Hey, TMI to the chat. Oh, Lord, Reese Coco. Well, you know what? Here's the thing. Libby Pooh, sis, I don't know what sis got going on over there. I'm going to tell y'all something real quick with my thoughts about Libby Pooh real quick, okay? You know, here's the thing with Libby. Libby gives me stuck in the past and no future plans. When Olivia speaks, it's always, in my opinion, past tense. Sis doesn't speak in future tense conversation. Have y'all noticed that? It's always you back down memory lane. Sis always going back down memory lane. It's like, sis, when you gonna start walking down Future Boulevard? I mean, I'm just saying, sis, when are we gonna get down Future Boulevard? Why are we always going back down memory lane? Like, my goodness, like we get it. You're scorned, you're torn, you've been done wrong, and yada yada yada. Sis, we heard. I mean, and you're right. She says all the time, I'm gonna talk about it. It's my channel, and I'm gonna talk about it, or present place, right, Kay? And you're right, man. And what's up, Pine? You can definitely talk about it until you're damn blue in the face over there. But my goodness, girl, where are the future plans? Where is the future conversation? I mean, sis, I'm not even going to tell you to go. I mean, you don't even have to go to end of 2023. Shit, sis, can we talk maybe what plans are for March of 2023? It's just about 3 months, 4 months away. Can we talk about that? It's like we still talking 2 years ago, 3 years ago. It's like, my God, girl, do you get any rest over there? And then old Philip, okay? Philip, y'all know Jasmine's baby daddy. Honey, so y'all know Philip has his own channel now, okay? I am Phil Will or Phil plus 10. Jasmine's baby daddy who has 10 children. She has 4 of his 10 kiddos. Well, Philip has a new girlfriend. Her name is Hannah. And most of you guys have grown to kind of like Hannah because you guys like how attentive she is with Philip's 4 children that we see very frequently on that channel over there, okay? Oh, goodies, yes. And so the problem I have with old Philip over there, he like a whole woman to me. I know I've said that to y'all before. He give me, I don't know, excuse my French. We're only 6 minutes in. Sir gives me bitch vibes over there. He just really does. All that smacking them lips and carrying. I'm like, but sir, will you stop smacking them? Then always smacking his lips. I'm like, sir, stop that. Let your daughters smack their lips while they talk. Not you, grown-ass man with 10 damn kids. Well, Hannah is over there trying to, make a house, a home over there with Philip and his 4 kiddos. And, and he's acting sassy, okay? They went over Hannah's family's house for Thanksgiving, and, oh, honey, he got a little sassy over there about the prayer. Said the family took too long to do the prayer. I said, sir, did you bring anything to the family function besides you and your 4 kids' mouths? Did you bring a 2-liter, a plate of potato salad, some cookies from the bakery section at the grocery store? Sir, did you do anything? Hannah trying to build a man. Hannah would be better building a bear. Okay? Oh, my God. Okay? So anyway, we're going to talk about it. Okay? We're definitely going to talk about it. I want to get you guys' thoughts and opinions on it. And we're also going to talk about Miss Tanea. Okay? Now, I've been hit and miss with Tanea. But y'all, just recently, I think as of yesterday, sis put up a video and she's expecting a child. Tanea is expecting a baby. Now, y'all know Tanea has 4 children already, a set of triplet girls and a little boy by her husband. I can't remember his name right now. I just drew a blank. But she's now with a new guy. Okay. If you guys have been following her story, she's with a new guy. I think his name is Arnaz. Well, y'all, she put up a video yesterday and said her and Arnaz are expecting a baby. I said, oh, okay. Kayante, something like that. Kayante, something like that. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, Tanea was mad. Okay. She sent their son Keontae Jr. over there to Keontae Sr.'s house for Thanksgiving, and sis, she had some discrepancies of some events that happened over there, and sis wanted to bring it to the internet. Okay. Yes, I know the triplets are not his. KJ is his only one, but he's been with the triplets since I don't know. I don't know if she was pregnant with him. I can't remember if she said she was pregnant or soon after she had birthed the children. He's been with them. He's been with her for quite some time. Okay. Hey, beautiful 71. So y'all, we're going to definitely talk all about that and a little more. She back with her husband, thought that was broken up. No, she's not back with her husband. She's with a new guy. She's with the guy that bought her the Charger. I think that is that vehicle that she said that he bought her. She's with Arnaz, okay? Some guy named Arnaz. All right. I mean, I remember when Tanea, I remember when she first talked about him, she made it like she wasn't with him. He was just helping her out. He a friend. Well, now she's pregnant with her friend's baby. Okay. So we're going to get into all that. I know some of you guys like, who are you talking about? Well, by the time you get done with this reaction, you'll be definitely caught up and familiar, and maybe go over and subscribe and get you a little more tea over there, or maybe not. Okay. Maybe you'll just sit around and wait for TMR to react and see what we're going to talk about. Okay. So let's go ahead and pull up our first video. Before we do that, I'm sorry, you guys. I've almost forgot my manners. Okay. Make sure you guys clock into the live by hitting the clock into the break room, excuse me, by hitting the like button. I know I've been off for a couple of days. I'm a little rusty, okay? Forgive me. And also hitting the subscribe button. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. That's how you clock into the break room so you get your damn check on Friday, okay? All right, y'all, let's get into it. Let's go ahead and pull up these videos, all right? So we're going to go ahead and start off with old Philip over there, okay? Because his video was very short, and we ain't going to have much time to roll him up and send him on his way. What's up, Diane? So let me go ahead and pull up that video. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. All right, you guys, let me go ahead and pull that up. Here we go.
I do not know how to do hair, but I did your hair. Just kidding.
Now, one thing I could say about Hannah, I don't think she has any children. I remember saying to you guys before, I think she has a little boy, but somebody in my chat or in my comments said that they believe that's her nephew. So right now, I don't know if she has a child or not, okay? But there's a little boy that shows up. Maybe that is her nephew. Here's the thing. I'm just going to say this really quick about Hannah just said she doesn't know how to do hair, okay? She's not good at it. And here's my thought about this. Me personally, we know these are Jasmine's children and Philip is the father, right? And I'm not saying that Philip shouldn't have equal participation of making sure the kids are groomed, right? But me personally, because they live primarily with Jasmine, I'm going to speak on my behalf. When my daughter was little and it was time for her to go visit her other side of the family, okay, with her brother, all right, I was just a firm believer in making sure her hair was done before she went anywhere. Because and this is me, I didn't like everybody having their hands in my daughter's hair. That was me, okay, as a mother. I didn't like for everybody to have their hands in my child's hair. So what I did was I made sure her hair was done, okay, be it a cute little ponytail style, braids, whatever the situation was. I would make sure her hair was done before she went for the weekend, the summer, a week, whatever, however extended long stay she was going. I would make sure. Now, me personally, I don't know. Again, we know Jasmine doesn't like to keep the kids' hair going very much, but me personally, especially knowing that Hannah really doesn't know what she's doing, Jasmine looks like she knows a little bit more than Hannah. Jasmine's obviously had more practice than Hannah, okay? I don't understand why Jasmine just didn't get their hair done before she sent them over there to their dads. Or I don't understand why Jasmine didn't demand or ask or demand, whichever word you want to use, for Philip to go get their hair done since they're going to be going around family for the holidays. But me personally, as the mother, if it was me, I wouldn't have had to ask Philip to do anything other than, hey, give me $150 so I can go get these girls' hair done. Okay, all three of them. That's what I would have did. I wouldn't have sent my kids over there like that. That's just me. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the chat. Okay. It looked like it was a big feast going on. Already thumbed up like. Thank you, Apple Pie. I appreciate that. Jazz is going to expect Hannah to comb their hair every time as long as Hannah and Phil are together. That's true. Let's see here. Shakay says Jasmine should send them over there with their hair done, nice clothes on, and all. I always did that, and plus it gave no room for someone to talk about my kids. Exactly. Natasha says I'm not going to give the opportunity for another chick to talk bad about my mothering skills. Ain't no way. Exactly. Okay. Diane says I agree. Plain Mimi says, "Child, they don't waste no time over there." Brittany says, "I don't trust no one in my daughter's hair. Her hair is her way is at her waist, and ain't nobody about to be jealous of a child's head." and you got people out there like that. I'm not saying Hannah's one of those persons. Okay, I'm not saying that. You said me too, TMR. Even this day, we don't switch up beauticians. Exactly. As a child, my mother was not. I went to two beauticians as a child. Okay, and the only reason why I switched as a child is because the lady who initially started doing my hair, she ended up retiring from doing hair. So I had to go to a new beautician. But from the time I went to the new beautician until I just started doing my hair on my own, I had two beauticians the whole time I was growing up. My mother didn't, because my mother wasn't good with hair. I'm not either. So my mother always kept me at the beautician. Okay. So that's just me. I wouldn't have, especially knowing that Hannah can't do hair, and no offense to Hannah, because she don't have to know how to do hair. If she don't have any little kids there, she don't have any little girl or little boy, she don't have to know. Okay. When it's time for Hannah to learn how, I'm pretty sure she'll figure out how, or pay somebody to do it. I just don't understand why Jasmine would send them over there like that. I understand he's the dad and he should be just as equally liable for the children's grooming as Jasmine as the mother. But considering you sending them over there and you knowing Hannah is the one putting her hands in their head, and Hannah's telling you, I don't know how to do hair, why even waste the time? Right? Just get their hair done and be through with it. You don't even got to spend any money. Jasmine could just do a real cute protective style. She could do cute little barrettes and balls and bows and whatever else she wants to put in her hair. Me personally, I wouldn't have sent my kids over there like that. I wouldn't have done that. But we talk about my jazzy life. So okay. All right, let's go ahead and finish with the video.
Maggie's. Me.
Just turned up.
Oh, I need one. You having fun jumping? Hi. Why everybody looks so stressed over here?
We did. You can't do that. We did. What do you mean? So if you don't have to teach it, it's not your problem.
Round two.
The name's gonna be Faith and Hope.
What's my Wi-Fi password? Do you know it?
Probably.
Don't tell anybody that.
Like the name of it will be like how people have the
Happy Thanksgiving. Hey. That's how you be choosing.
made up a
Thanksgiving was so fun. I couldn't even really get no footage like that. Like, we went to Hannah Mama house. Well, it wasn't. First, it was a little rocky. Woke up. Hannah did the girl's hair. I fed them. I cooked the broccoli, rice, and cheese casserole. Uh, we went, got the kids dressed, went to Hannah's mama house. Um, I and something happened at Hannah's mama house. Me and Hannah like kind of got into it. It was just I was like, don't talk to me.
I mean, really, Philip? Are you serious? You literally up here talking about this girl on the camera? Like, Cricket, where you damn at? Whatever beef you and Hannah had, that should have been between you and Hannah. The vlog didn't need to know about it. You didn't show it in the vlog. Look like you guys had a good time. At the end of the day, in my opinion, he needs to be grateful that Hannah is even entertaining his tale. This is a college-educated woman. From my understanding, she works in IT. So IT jobs, they're making a little coin around there. She's being bothered with your children, okay? And you over here smacking your lips? Like, really? You messed up the whole vlog to put up your grievances about this woman when it sounds like she's being as nice as she can be to you, considering all the baggage you got coming along with you. I'm like, what in the world is he talking about? See, that's why I be talking about old ungrateful ass ninja. Boy, you fresh out the joint, okay? You should be lucky Hannah even paying any attention to you. She's a pretty girl. Obviously looks like she got a little going for herself, at least financially. I don't know, mentally. I don't know what she got going on. She's entertaining your children, putting up with your BS. And y'all, this is just one side of it. We don't know about how the relationships with the other baby mamas and the other children. We don't even know anything about that. Does he even work anymore? Because I don't hear him talking about nothing about working anymore. Y'all remember when he first came on, he was working 14, 15, 24 hours in a day. Y'all remember that? I haven't heard him mention anything about work. Is he still working? I thought to myself, I know you didn't try to clown this woman after all that she's done. She done got up playing beautician with your daughter's hair when that should be between you and the mama of those kids, in my opinion. Huh. Okay, let's continue.
Everybody started coming over, whatever. And me and Hannah ended up talking, squashing our little beef. We be having like mini beefs. We'll beef throughout the day sometimes. And we'll come back. We'll always have a conversation. We'll come back. We're supposed to stop at 3 places, but we only end up going to 2 because we end up staying at Hannah Mama house a little longer. Well, tell me why we're at Hannah Mama house. She was like, come on, y'all, we're going to bless the food, right? Bruh, y'all got one of them parents that bless the food forever. You like, bruh. Don't have my kids.
Wait, first and foremost, like I said, Ninja, what did you bring besides you and your 4 kids? What did you bring to Hannah's mama's house? If Hannah mama wanted to bless the food for 30 minutes, she paid for it. She paid for it. It ain't like y'all came in with turkey and dressing in y'all hands. You didn't say y'all brought anything. So if she took 20 minutes to bless the food, said, yeah, all of us need a long blessing, okay? No, you didn't complain, and it looks like y'all was eating pretty good over there. It looked like it's a nice little spread over there. It sure didn't look like just 1 or 2 items That family, Hannah's mother and whoever else was included, went all out for Thanksgiving. And you over here complaining because she took a little too long to say the blessings over the food that she was blessed to be able to provide to you, your family, and every other family that was there. Ungrateful ass ninja. Huh? Good luck, Hannah.
I go out and get some breakfast. Who y'all gonna? Man, y'all's gonna be late. Black people ain't never on time for shit. So boom. So we were eating, right? You know, talking about, oh yeah, I feel you can play spades. What do you think I've been doing for 5 years straight? Duh, I can play spades. And even before that, when I was getting locked up and went to the county, so I'm thinking, all right, we're about to have this battle, you know, bro.
He's so proud to tell people he was locked up for 5 years, and before then he was back and forth to the county. He's so like as if that's something that needs to be put on your resume. He is so proud that I know how to play spades. I was locked up for 5 years, man. What you think? Of course I know how to play spades. Is that the only thing they required for you to do while you was in there doing that 5-year bid? They didn't have you making no license plates, cook, kitchen work, barber, anything. All you was able to do to come out and say you the best spades player this side of Texas. My goodness.
These niggas can't play spades. These niggas poopy. They out of there. I'm like, bro, sorry, just wasting my time. I'm competitive and these niggas suck. I just wasting my time. Boom, everybody eat. You know what I'm saying? Everybody eat. Seeing kids leave. We go to my mama, well, my cousin house, bruh. It's like a totally different atmosphere. You talking about you got the uppity people, which is cool. Then you got the Negroes. We over there saying karaoke, all kind of shit. We having a ball. We chilling, drinking. We just kids running around having fun with their cousins and stuff. Good time. I ain't get to make it to my stepmom's daddy house. 45.
So basically what you're saying, you had a better time at your family house than Hannah's family house? Hannah, sis, if I was you, that'd be the last time he go over my mama house, him and his daggone children, okay? That would be the last daggone time that he would go over my mama house. I wish you would get on this camera and tell people that you had a better time at your people's house than you, even if that is the truth. How dare you get on the camera and even say something like that, disrespecting her mama? Hannah, sis, this what you want? This right here. This what you want? He can't even be respectful in a 9-minute vlog. Girl, bye.
5 minutes away. Footage, but I'm having fun. I'm singing on the mic karaoke. Hopefully, we got some of that recorded. This is all y'all had a Thanksgiving, man.
Phil, bye. Get you off the screen. I don't even want to see your face anymore. Honey, the nerve. Right, and we better shove him back over his mama house. Lynn said no home training, just like, oh, Lord. Yeah. You said he works. Hannah got hit this ninja good work from home job. He's talking. Oh, she got him a work from home job? Oh, really? Huh. Now wasn't he at the fast food place before Hannah? Got him the good child, please. But see, that's what happens when you deal with a ninja that is not grateful, you know, it's not appreciative, you know. That's what you get right there. Hannah doing all that, trying to upgrade this ninja, and she gonna get the short end of the stick. That's normally how it happens. When you go into a relationship giving more than you receive, you typically leave the relationship with the short end of the stick. That's typically what happens. And if Hannah don't watch it, that's what's gonna happen. She's gonna leave being very regretful of the decision she made dealing with him. Okay, in my opinion. Right, Alexis, Hannah did pick him, so that's on her. But honey, he made it a YouTube video, so now it's on us. Okay. He made it a YouTube video, and now it's on us. Because how you going to get in here and tell us about you and Hannah's beefs? We don't care nothing about that. This was a whole Thanksgiving vlog of you guys having fun and enjoying your families, okay? That's what it should have been all about that. You coming at the end talking about you and Hannah beefing and her mama take too long to say grace over the food. Yeah, we didn't need to know that, sir. You could have ended the video with the damn karaoke. And we would have seen you in the next video, okay? Nearly said, oh, frog-eyed boy, had no respect for her. Right, Nearly. Oh, they're smacking them lips like a whole female. I guess, honey. Good luck, Hannah. Good luck to you, baby. Good luck to you, honey. Because that right there, And not saying that, I would, respectfully, I would say to Jasmine if I was Hannah, because Jasmine claims they talk, okay? So I would say to Jasmine very respectfully, no disrespect intended or I hope to be taken, but sis, I'm not good with doing hair. Okay, that's not my forte. Can you just make sure you and Philip work out something if the kids are going to be here for a long extended amount of time, or if we're going to be going somewhere? Can you make sure that the girls' hair, is done, because I don't know how to do hair, and I want their hair to look nice wherever we go. Right? Or if she can't have that conversation with Jasmine, then you need to have it with that man over there you with, their daddy, Philip. Hannah needs to have that conversation with him. It couldn't be me, because since I'm not going to be doing all that over there. Now, I help, okay? If Philip needs for me to look up a beautician in the area, or if you need me to go look on Google and find a nice braider for y'all, I can do that. If I was Hannah, I can definitely do some Google searches for you guys. Okay, but I wouldn't be doing all that. And then he sits on a video talking about my mama too long to say grace. Now, we do understand there are people that are very long-winded when it comes to the prayers and the grace of the food, but that's okay. Okay, especially if you came there empty damn handed. If the prayer needed to be 25 minutes, then you're gonna wait 25 minutes to eat. My goodness, she said I would be cussing Jasmine. Hannah, no, she ain't gotta cuss her. She can just have a very respectful grown woman conversation with her and respectfully tell her, hey, Jasmine, I don't know how to do hair, baby. I don't, okay? It's no cap, okay? I don't know how to do hair, but what I would need for you and Philip to do is to figure out something, so when the girls do come over, that's one less thing I need to do while I'm seeing after your children. Okay, now again, she can have this conversation with Philip, the man she lay in the bed with every night, or she can saunter on over and have a phone conversation with Jasmine. Hannah can do the picking. It's her business, whichever one she chose to speak with. But I definitely will be talking to somebody, okay? Because I don't want to have to wrestle with your children's hair. Right? Jasmine, as the mother, shouldn't even want Hannah responsible for her daughter's hair, in my opinion. I wouldn't want another woman to be responsible, especially if they're just going over there to visit. Now, if they was living over there, that would be totally different. Like the situation with Gerard and Antonisha. Those kids live there, so Antonisha has no other choice but to make sure the kids' hair are maintained. Philip's kids don't live with Philip, okay? Jasmine's children that belong to her and Philip do not live with Philip. They live with Jasmine. So Jasmine, as the primary caretaker, should be primarily caretaking of the hair. And if she needs some funds, then you need to, since Philip don't pay child support, then you need to make it a habit for him to cough up money every 2 weeks or once a month, however you want to do that. Right, Jasmine? Period. Okay, that's just all to it. Okay, nothing else to be said. It's not no long, drawn-out conversation. She said, TMR, we're talking about Jazz. Jazz doesn't care about her own appearance. And that's fine. She doesn't have to. But we're talking about the children, okay? So, whatever she don't do for herself. And Jasmine at times will come on here with a nice wig on with some baby hairs laid down. She will come on here from time to time, okay? Mom Life says she's just an effing bum over there. Saucy said, woo, child, I'm late to the break room. Jazz sent them kids with them hair not done. Yeah, Saucy girl. She sent them kids over there, Hannah over there wrestling with the baby's hair. Hannah definitely did not do a good job, but we'll give her an A for effort. But she shouldn't have to be over there wrestling with those kids' hair, because their mama and their daddy should have had that done. Even if Philip would have said, Hannah, can you do my girl's hair for me? Hannah should have said to Philip, babe, or whatever she calls him, I don't know how to do hair. How about I call up my cousin and get their hair braided for them? How about you got some money, Philip? Give me the money. Hannah say, I'll call one of my family members and see if I can get them to braid their hair, and then that'll be it. Okay. I know AB, but I mean, what can we say? Hey, Lonnie Love. I mean, it's just that simple. All right, y'all, we're gonna get him off for Philip. Okay, we didn't give him too much airtime. We had 35 minutes. We got other people to talk about. Okay. Oh Lord. Okay, so while we digressing from Philip, okay, what's up, the real T? She said not the thumbnail had me rolling. Like, why we? Yeah, honey, these folks was beefing over beefing instead of eating turkey. They was eating beef over Thanksgiving. Okay. Y'all make sure y'all clock into the break room by hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe button, and we're going to move on to the next conversation. So now we're going to move on to a mom that we normally don't talk about. We talked about her once, okay? Tanea from formerly known as Us Plus 4, I think it was, or Us Plus 4, but now it's called T&K Family. Well, Tanea sent her son over to his dad's house for Thanksgiving, and sis had some discrepancies, okay, of some events that took place over there. So we're going to go ahead and react to her video, and I want you guys to tell me, what do y'all think? If you guys think she was right by doing what she did, or do y'all think she was dead ass wrong, okay? So let's pull up that video. Okay, let me get it on the screen. Give me one moment, y'all. All right, let me pull it up.
To talk about, and I hate that I had to even make this video. Also, let me go ahead and say this: Band-Aid on my face, because Arnett took me to get a facial, and y'all know when you get your face when it's clean and stuff like that, little bumps like started popping out of nowhere. But this one popped up kind of like big, and I don't like it. And I kind of like put a hot rag on it to like open it a little bit, so I don't want the air to touch it. So I put a Band-Aid over it, y'all. So then I put oil on my face, so y'all may see like my face look a little greasy and stuff like that, because I put the little cream and stuff on my face that I need to put on, that they told me to put on. So that's why y'all may see my face look a little oily and stuff like that, and that's why I got the Band-Aid on. So with that being said, y'all, let's get right into this video. I have a few things I want to touch on before I get to my reason of making this video. So first and foremost, I would like to say, y'all already know how I am. I don't care to come up here and to bash my ex. I don't care to bash nothing he got going on, nothing from his past, nothing from his future. I don't care to bash nobody, because at the end of the day, God been blessing me in the new little family that I did create. So I really don't care what this man be having going on. That's why y'all never seen me make a video telling my side, reacting to what he said for his side. Like, I just don't care to get into that stuff, y'all. I'm not gonna lie, because it's like when you make them type of videos, it kind of like backfire on you, whether it backfire on you the next day, the next month, the next year. Eventually it's gonna backfire on you. So it's just like, I really don't care to like give that energy, to nobody anymore. Like, whether it was him, whether it was a friend, whether it was a family member, like, I'm just not into making those videos. Like, I really just don't care for it. I really don't have the energy for it, because I just feel,
girl, if you don't get on to the reason why you got this video titled, I let my son go with his dad for Thanksgiving and this happened, never again.
Like, God been blessing me so much. It's really no need to give no negative energy to nobody. You get what I'm saying? So first and foremost, I like to say this video is not about me about to tell my side, because he told his side and how he felt. At the end of the day, y'all see the truth. Y'all know the truth. If a person want to tell their side and, get y'all worked up and have y'all believe their side, then guess what? Me to y'all, believe what you want to believe. I can't do nothing about that. I can't change your decision. I can't change your mind. I don't want you to I don't care. You get what I'm saying? I want you to watch it as many times. Figure out what you want to figure out. Think what you want to think, because I'm not clearing nothing up. Okay. So what made me drop this video today, and I still wasn't gonna do it, but what made me drop this video today is because a lot of baby daddies, men, ex-husbands, whatever they want to be called, for some reason when y'all break up and they get in a relationship, they want to start these issues with their ex. And I'm not going to play with love. That's not me. It'll never be me. I don't care how many exes you got. Me personally, I'm not the ex you're going to play with, and I'm not the ex you want to play with. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to keep it at that. I'm not going to say my next move. I'm not going to do anything like that. But what I am going to say is I'm not the woman or the child mother you want to play with when it comes down to them 4 kids that came up out of me.
Sis, wait a minute. Who are you talking about? Are you talking about your son going over to his dad's house for Thanksgiving and something happened? Or are you just letting some stuff off your chest because you can't say it directly to him? Did he block you? Like, does this sound like something that should have been put in a text message or in a DM on Instagram? Sis, this don't sound like this needed to be a video.
So with that being said, a lot of y'all always ask, well, a lot of y'all did ask for Thanksgiving, like, where's KJ? Why didn't see KJ with us doing the videos with TikTok and stuff? Is because I allowed KJ to go with his dad. And the reason me allowing that is because at the end of the day, I want to see how he's still going to be as a father, even though me and him not together. So I still gave him that chance to take my baby with him and his side for the holidays. You feel what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I still have the triplets. I'm not going to be selfish. And KJ been asking to go with his daddy because at the end of the day, KJ's in the house with a lot of women all day long. You get what I'm saying? He's around women all day long, which is me and his sister. So it's like he want that male figure to be around all the time, which is his dad. You get what I'm saying? Yes, Arnez is around, but at the end of the day, my son have his own daddy. So he don't have to be around who I'm with now. If he don't want to, he can still go with his daddy.
Okay, but since you're talking about Arnez is her new boo, y'all. Arnez is her new boo. Her husband, Keontae, is with another woman now, okay? So Keontae has a channel, but I'm sorry, you guys, I don't remember the name of it, and she has a channel, okay? So her talking about little KJ, which is their son together. She has 3 other children, 3 triplet girls that are not Keontae's daughters. The only child that they have in common is little KJ, her youngest child. She actually put up a video yesterday saying she's now pregnant with her 5th child, which is the child of the guy that she's with right now named Arnez, okay? So she's basically saying that KJ wanted to be with his dad, and I'm gonna allow him to be with his dad, even though Arnez is in the home. But my thing is this: he went over there for a day. He spent the night. But he lives with you, so wouldn't he be around Arnez more than his dad? Like, I don't understand. Just say that he wanted to be with his dad for Thanksgiving. It doesn't have anything to do with, like, it sounded like she was trying to rationalize why she allowed him to go with Keontae, his dad, when she came on this camera and told us that Keontae's living situation ain't all the way right. She told us that a few months ago. So now he's moved in with some chick. So needless to say, don't make excuses for it now, because at the end of the day, regardless of what you said about him a few months ago, the end result is, as long as he's not in a harmful situation, you were going to let the little boy go visit his dad, which you end up doing. So now she's regretting doing that because something happened. So we're going to hear in a few minutes what happened.
So I mean, like, you know what? Yeah, you can get your son for Thanksgiving, no problem. You can keep him for a few days, no problem. So before I get into what happened and what made me drop the video, let me just say this. I don't know what type of games Keontae be on, but if it was him losing his car, he wasn't going to allow me and his new girlfriend to meet. So the only way he wanted us to meet is because he lost his car and she is his driver now. Like, she drive him around, or she let him use her car, like drive her car. It kind of caught me off guard because I'm like, at the end of the day, if this is a woman you've been had your eyes on, you've been in a relationship with, you just now putting out to the media, I supposed to been met her because this is gonna be the person around my child. So that kind of threw me off, but I didn't take no offense. So I'm just like, you know what, cool. I'm gonna let it play out how it play out. I just felt like it was weird. I just felt like it was immature, because your communication skills are poor. But whatever. Okay. So
you're upset because you hadn't formally met Keontae's new girlfriend. Well, has Keontae formally met Arnez? Like, have you all went out to dinner and sat down and you introduced Arnez to Keontae, introduced Keontae to Arnez? Did that happen? Like, how did he meet Arnez? Did he just come over one day, or like, has he formally met Arnez, since you upset that you haven't like formally met his girlfriend? And basically you saying you met her on a humbug because he wrecked his car and she had to bring Keontae to pick up you guys' son together. Is that why you mad? I'm like, at the end of the day, yes, if he was going to be going over there, if Keontae was going, your son KJ was going to be going over there on a consistent basis, then yeah, you would need to know who he's going to be around. But if this is first time going over there in a while, I don't understand why this is a problem that you haven't formally met. Like, because prior to his car being broke or whatever happened to his car, it got wrecked or something. Prior to that, had KJ been going with his dad? Because it sounds like maybe he had, and you wasn't having a problem with not meeting the woman then, but all of a sudden now you got a problem with meeting her on a humbug. Like, I don't get, like I said, I don't watch her a lot because she's not consistent with her content. She goes off for months at a time because she gets caught up in life, right? But it's just like, she says that she's not going to bash him and all this, but this is what this video was all about. And for me, if obviously you're going to have to co-parent with this guy, right? Regardless if he's with one woman or 6 women, you're going to have to co-parent with him because you guys have a child in common, right? So doing this, why couldn't this be a conversation, but just between you and him? Regardless if he blocked you or whatever he said he did, when you retrieved the child, why didn't you have the conversation with him then about what went on at the house? And now your child is in the car talking about it. Why didn't you have that conversation? You could have turned your car back around and went to the house and said, hey, I need to talk to you. And have the little boy tell you what happened with him sitting right there, with the father sitting right there. She didn't do that. You chose to come make a YouTube video. In my opinion, it's very childish. Because what does YouTube have to do with the fact that you had some grievances about something that went on when your son was over there? YouTube can't do anything about it. That's what I'm saying. These chicks love exploiting their children. Like, why do that, sis? Like, that's not cute, in my opinion. Regardless of what Keontae is doing, since you don't have to follow suit. This girl got a channel almost of 100,000 subscribers. And this is the content you want to give the people?
We're going to fast forward to what happened this Thanksgiving. So everything, was good. I didn't like the fact that he didn't even have my baby call me on Thanksgiving. I had to reach out and happy Thanksgiving, baby. How, I reached out and said happy Thanksgiving to him. And then I had to call him the next day and how was your Thanksgiving? How did you enjoy your family? How did you enjoy it with your dad? What did you do? Type stuff. Like, I just feel like if the other parent have the child, make sure that child reach out to the other parent.
But sis, why would the baby need to call you every day? The fact of the matter is he's there visiting his dad. If you felt secure enough that he was in good hands, why do you need a hourly checkup? That would irritate me. Like, I'm not going to call you every 30 minutes so you can make sure your son is okay. If you let that little boy go with his daddy, I'm just going to assume you felt that he was in good hands. So yes, had the little boy call you and wish you a happy Thanksgiving. Okay. If he forgot to do it, I mean, I don't understand what the big woo is. It's just Thanksgiving. Okay. So, okay. But for him to call you the day after Thanksgiving, like, why did the boy need to talk to you daily? Like, if that's the case, then why even send him with his dad? Like, when you send him with his dad, that's where he's at. He shouldn't have to do hourly checkups with you. And again, unless you don't feel secure, if you didn't feel secure enough to let your child go with him, then you shouldn't have let him go.
the end of the day. You get what I'm saying? Because it's like you feel some type of way when I call your phone because you're trying to play this fake innocent role to your new girlfriend. So it's like you don't want me calling your phone. So it's like, why not make sure my baby reach out to me then? So there won't be no issues because I don't have to call your phone. I don't have to text your phone. You get what I'm saying? I don't have to do none of this stuff if it don't involve the children. But this is just the type of games that, hold on. On my screen here. So this is the type of games though that Keontae like to play. So with that being said, what ticked me off yesterday was first he tried to say I sent my baby dirty clothes. I had just washed clothes for all my children. All my children. So I made sure won't let the dirty when they go with their daddy. You get what I'm saying? So first he say I sent KJ dirty clothes. So if you felt like I sent KJ dirty clothes, you can flex this on the ground, you can flex marijuana on the ground, you can flex cars on the ground, you can flex this type of money on the ground. But you telling me if you felt like the mom sent dirty clothes, you can go to Walmart and get like a $2 shirt, $2 pair of pants.
But sis, did he say that on the internet? Did he get on the internet and say that, or did he mention that to you in a text or a phone call? Like at the end of the day, if you knew you didn't send your child with dirty clothes and he didn't say that publicly, then why are you repeating it publicly? Like they're still at the beginning stages of their breakup. You know, Keontae was cheating on her and all that other stuff that was going on. So they're still at the beginning break. They're still legally married, but they're now in two separate relationships. She's actually pregnant by the guy that she's with now. So her beefing with him or feeling some type of way about him flexing on Instagram, like sis, it's okay. A lot of what Tanea says reminds me of Olivia in a lot of ways. You know, it's just like, I don't understand why when people break up, and trust me, you guys, I've been in the situation where I had to break up with somebody, right? And I don't understand why people just can't break up and let bygones be by and just move on. You know, it's obvious when he get with the new chick, he's going to be a different person than he was with you because he's with a whole different woman. That's obvious. And yeah, as a woman, we'll feel some type of way because we'll be like, well, why you wasn't doing all that when you was with me? But at the end of the day, you can't change that. You can't recreate the past, right? It's the past is that, the past. But if, especially with her, Tanea, she's in a whole new relationship. And the way she flexes with him on the internet sounds like he's doing really well for her. He's buying her Jordans and Timberlands, okay, and bought her, from what she says, a charger, and he put her in this rental house that she's in. So, hey, sound like he's doing something. So whatever Keontae is doing over there or not doing for the new woman, yeah, I wouldn't be worried about it, especially if I'm doing something with somebody totally different and now I'm pregnant by this new somebody. This right here gives me bitter. Now, what I noticed about Tanea, in this particular video, she has the comments turned off. If you notice, if you go back and look at her channel, videos where people are really telling her about herself because the way they perceive her conversation, she turns the comments off. But videos where people is basically praising her and, oh, Tiana, you're doing so well. You're doing so good. Blah, blah, blah. She keeps those comments on. But like this particular video, she has the comments turned off because she didn't like the response that she got from this video. So she turns to take the comments off. But sis, why not just take the video down? Because the video was more about you being mad about Keontae more so than what happened to your son, in my opinion, because she started the whole first 10 minutes of the video speaking about her grievances of him flexing on Instagram and why she hadn't met this woman yet. That's what she spent the first 10 minutes talking about.
And grandma or something from Walmart. You know why? But Keontae trying to make his ex to his new woman. Baby, stop it. Stop it. Like, please, that narrative out your head with me. Get that narrative out your head. Honestly, period, with any of your children, mother, it's not worth it. It's not worth it, and you don't have to do that to get by in life. You don't have to try to make nobody look bad to make the other person feel good. You don't have to do that. So it's like it all leads. So I didn't understand, y'all. I promise you, I didn't understand. Like every time I talk to Keontae, like he always be like, hostile. He always be like mean, like aggressive. He always be like, I'm trying to play games. Like this stuff really is like mind blowing. It didn't come to me until last night with this situation happening with KJ. I still ain't got to it yet. Give me a minute. So it's just like I was like, what is his reason? Like we'll talk on the phone and he may ask like how the kids doing or something, and then he'll be like, I know you see me. I know you looking. I know you watching the sun. I be like, what you talking about? What you talking about? Oh, I know you see me. I know you see. And I was just like, what are you talking about? So basically, what it is, the whole time, Kenzie's been trying to prove a point to me by, oh, I got an apartment too, and me and my girl driving this car because y'all driving that car. Like it's just like so much stuff. He be trying to like compare himself to what I got going on, and it's like it's digging at him because I never show like I care.
But if that's the case, Tanea, then why did you spend 11 minutes talking about Keontae? Like, sis, when are you going to get to the part of the reason why you tied up this video? I let my son go with his dad for Thanksgiving and this happened. Never again. It's like if he wants you to think he's doing better with another woman than he's with you, then sis, let him feel like he's doing better. Like, who are you? Why are you feeling some type of way unless you feel like it's true? Do you feel like he is doing better with another woman than he was doing with you? Because that's the only way it would bother me is if I talked about it. If it didn't bother me, it wouldn't even be a topic of a conversation, especially when you're pregnant about a whole nother man. Like what Keontae is over there doing with another woman, if he flexing or whatever he's doing, sis, let him do that. Because again, you had him for 6 years, okay? And you messed around and married him, and obviously the marriage didn't work out. I don't even think their marriage lasted a whole year, okay? And now you in a house with a whole nother man, and he's in a house with a whole nother woman. So what's the point? Like these young girls really kill me how they think. And then, Tanea, she has a thing with she doesn't like older women saying stuff to her. But it's just like, sis, a lot of times when older women say things to you, it's because they've been there, done that. And I don't know how Tanea handles things. I don't know what she does for a living. She doesn't live off of YouTube because she doesn't even post consistently. She's like a strong mama Chrissy with her posting. She don't post consistently. So I think Tanea, I don't know what she does, but I think she really kind of like this new guy is if you go to his Instagram, the Arnaz guy, if you go to his Instagram, he says he's an entrepreneur and he's a 6-figure entrepreneur. So what he does, I don't know. I haven't really looked into all that, but he definitely, have gifted her with this car. She said he put her in this 3-bedroom house that she's staying in now. And she they did a video the other day, they put out maybe a couple weeks ago, where they went to some car show in Alabama. And they opened up the trunks of both of the cars that they were driving. He was driving a red car. She was driving the white car. And in the trunk of the car, they had bags from like Finish Line and other places where they had all type of Jordans and Tims. And, again, I don't know what this man does for a living, but I would be curious to know. It sounds like he's trying to look out for her right now. But I would be really curious to know if, that's materialistic thing. Jordans and tennis shoes, like who's getting excited in 2022 because a man buy you Jordans and Jordan tennis shoes and Timberlands? Who's getting excited about that? Like, that's a flex? I don't think so. Now, if Tanea has $10,000 in her savings account that he's gifted her, right? Now, that would be a flex to me. Not $10,000 that he told you to hold on to. I'm talking about $10,000 that's in my pocket, in my account, no strings attached. This for me, okay? Again, I don't know what this man does for a living. Hopefully it's legal, okay? Especially with her having him up around her children. But flexing on tennis shoes and Timberlands. Yeah, I would think we're too old for that. Okay. That's just my opinion.
To care about what you got going on. Like I always told in the first video, like I hope the best for him. Well, whatever he chooses to do with his life, I really hope the best for you. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care to give you that energy of worrying about you and are you like comparing you to me and Ernest? Like it's no comparison. And we want to be technical, it's no comparison. I'm grown. Ernest is fully grown. Like we don't have no reason to sit here and go back and forth on the media and compare house to house and compare car to car. Like, we grown, sweetheart. We don't have to do these kid games, you know? Like, we making sure everything's straight at home between us. Like, we don't care to prove points to nobody, not even you, not even your new woman. We don't care to do that. So the situation that happened last night made me made up my mind that he will not see neither of my children until he get himself together. And that's just that. I don't care who reach out and say, don't do them like that.
Okay, but again, sis, why did that have to be a YouTube video? Why couldn't you tell him that himself? Do you think he watches your videos, or are you hoping that someone that knows him watches the video and pass the message on? Like, oh my God. Like, and then these chicks wonder why they get the criticism that they get. I mean, it's the type of stuff that you guys put out on the internet. Your grievances with your husband / baby daddy, I personally don't think it needed to be a YouTube video. If it was that deep for you to do a video about, then you should have been able to talk to him. And if you're not able to talk to him, then y'all need to go to court, get some things put in place, some provisions, and have visitations like Gerard do. Have them supervised or something like that if you feel like you can't trust them. I don't know. This video to me showed Tiana's immaturity. That's what it showed to me. But you guys let me know what you think.
Let him still see his children. He will not. So what hurt my feelings last night was we met and I picked up KJ and we got a car, and y'all know his sisters. Like, kids, when they old enough, they talk. They ask questions. They want to know everything. So with the girls, we was in the car and we was on the way back home, and the girls, like, they just back there asking KJ everything. So they go to ask them, KJ, did you have fun with daddy and stuff like that? KJ was like, yeah. And they was like, you got your own room like that or whatever? And he was like, yeah, but I slept on the floor. So I was like, I'm still just allowing them to, like, ask him questions without jumping in. So they like, he's like, yeah, he got his own room. He was like, but I don't have a bed. Like that or whatever. So they was like, well, where did you sleep? And he was like, on the floor. And I instantly just started listening. At this point, like, I'm all ears. Like, I'm listening because I'm like, on the floor? So then they was like, on the floor, KJ. And they was like, how many covers you had? And he was like, 2. And then he said, I was crying. And I was like, you was crying? And he was like, yes. I said, so you slept on the floor and you was crying about it. And did you tell your dad? And he was like, yes, I told my dad. And I'm like, well, what did your dad say? And he said, my daddy told me he's sorry. And I'm like, he's sorry? Sorry about what? Get my baby up off that floor. So he was like, his dad just told him, like, he's sorry, just, lay down and stuff like that. So I'm like, well, did you at least have a TV in there to, like, basically console a child, like, at least let them watch cartoons? He was like, his dad didn't have a TV. In the beginning, his dad was letting him watch his phone. So I'm like, really? So my baby on the floor, no TV. He tell you he's uncomfortable, crying about it, and you don't do anything about it. So as a parent, you felt like that was okay. But you made sure you went back to your room and you slept in the bed perfectly fine. No problem.
Now, I agree with her. There is no way that the little boy should have been sleeping on the floor, regardless if he made a pallet or not, and you went and crawled in the bed with your woman. Okay? Now, I definitely agree with Tanea. Oh, hell no. You ain't gonna have my baby laying on no floor and you laying in the bed. If you knew, if Keontae knew that the little boy was coming over to visit and he was going to spend the night, they should have took their asses, him and his girlfriend, to Walmart and got that boy an air mattress. You could have got him a twin-size air mattress and had it on the floor, okay? But see, this is the problem. If Tanea didn't know exactly what his situation was at his new living spot, then she shouldn't have let the boy go over there. She has the right to say, like, what's the situation over there? Do you have a room for him? Does he have a bed? And if he would have said, oh, well, I'm going furniture show, we just moved in. Okay, well, are you going to get him an air mattress? Like, I would have she has the right to make sure all those things are in place, because especially if he ain't laying on the floor where Tiana, his mother, is living, then he don't need to be laying on the floor any other place, right? Now, I definitely agree with her. But again, this didn't need to be a YouTube video, because now you're exploiting your child and what he went through, right? And that's not a YouTube video, sis. Because again, what's the basis of the story? You're not gonna let him go over his daddy house anymore until he get furniture? Okay, girl. I mean, like, especially for a woman who doesn't consistently put up videos, I didn't understand this video.
While your son is in there crying, and he still was forced to go to sleep on the floor. So I know a lot of parents watch me. So I need y'all to drop down in the comments, as the parent, how would y'all feel about it? Would y'all be okay? Would y'all like not really trip about it? Drop down in the comments, how would y'all feel?
Okay, well, sis, if this was supposed to be an engagement video and you were proposing a situation and really wanted to know how your audience felt about it, then you should have probably spent the first 10 minutes of this video setting the scenario for that. Like, it seemed as if the first 10 minutes of the video was basically showing how disgusted you are of Keontae and his new relationship, sis. You know, and it also showed like you and Arnez is over there living better than him and his new woman. That's what it was giving me. If that's what you wanted, then you probably should have, this, instead of this video being 20 minutes, probably should have just been 10 minutes. And you could have just said, as parents, y'all let me know how you feel. And my decision now is to not allow my son to go back over there. Do you guys agree? Do you think I'm being too harsh? Do you think we need to have a conversation? That's what, to me, this video would have been better suited if she would have formed it that way. It would have made more sense than to do it like this. The way she's doing it now, at least the way she started, she sounded very immature and very bitter about the situation. Again, I'm not saying that she shouldn't be mad that her baby is telling his sisters and she's listening as she's driving that he laid on the floor. You definitely should be upset about that. But at the beginning of this video, you didn't make it about your son sleeping on the floor. It was more about you and Keontae, in my opinion.
Because me personally, I don't take that lightly, because when his child came down to our home, I never made a child sleep on the floor. Even if we didn't have a bed, all of us would be sleeping on the floor together. So if he would have slept in the room with KJ on the floor, then I'd be a little more lenient and understanding, because it's like, you know, you laid with my baby. You didn't basically say, forget him, sleep on the floor. It is what it is, like you did. You get what I'm saying? So that pissed me off real bad. Then my baby goes to say he only ate one time, and that was some pizza. And I'm like, really? So by the time we picked him up, it's dark. And he like, Mommy, I'm hungry. I'm really hungry. And I'm like, why are you so hungry? You've been with your daddy all day for the past 2 days. Well, daddy only got me pizza today, and that was it. Excuse me?
So let me stop the live real quick. Asia Destiny said a true girlfriend would have been like, nah, we on the floor, kids on the bed. True. And also, even truer girlfriend would have just suggested that I know you want to spend time with your son, but when it's time for him to go to sleep, you might want to have his mom come pick him back up because we don't have adequate bedding for him. Or she should have just him and Keontae as a collective should have drove to Walmart and got an air mattress. Okay. I mean, they could have did that too, especially with him knowing prior to, you know, Thanksgiving was on Thursday. So I don't know when she dropped him off. I don't know if she dropped him off Wednesday night, Thursday morning. He knew at the beginning of the week that he had a desire to spend time with his son. So they should have already had things put in place, in my opinion. So therefore he could have received his child. That would have been, but see, that's the thing. We can't just put it all off on the girlfriend because Keontae is the father. This is his child, right? And he should have had enough sense to not even had the boy over there. But even if he didn't have enough sense, then the girlfriend should have came in with the rest of her common sense and said, well, let's go get an air mattress, because why would we have him laying on the floor, even on the pallet? And like Tiana said, if the baby was going to lay on the floor, then the dad should have got on the floor and laid with him. How you gonna go crawl up in the bed and leave your son on the floor? Like, absolutely not.
My thing is, you call my phone and you text my phone and you do all this on the media and you flexing this and you flexing that, and you keep trying to prove a point to me, but in reality, it's not none of that. You get what I'm saying? I'm just like, I really don't get it. I don't understand. I don't get it at all. I really don't have no understanding when you do these type of things. Because it's like, what's your point in trying to prove a point if that's not the life you really living. You get what I'm saying? Or you still like struggling a little bit, like why is you even trying to give that energy to me? Because at the end of the day, I know the real. I'm not the person you got to prove a point to. Nobody over here in this household is people you got to prove a point to, because we all know the real you. Like I dealt with you for 6 years. I know the real you. So you don't have to prove no point to me. So that really hurt my feelings about that situation with my baby. And I just take it as, I just don't want to have no dealings. Like I don't want to have no contact. I don't want to have none of that. I feel like he need enough time away from me, the children, and he just need to get himself together and
But since it's not about you, he does have time away from you. Y'all been away from each other. This ain't about you. Look, I understand Tanea being upset that her baby was laying on the floor. She doesn't like the fact that he's acting like he's doing better with the new chick than he was dealing with her. But this is not about him and her. It's about him spending time with his son. And I understand her being upset, but for her to say, oh, he can't go over there anymore, I personally don't think that's fair, right? Now, he definitely would have to give me a legitimate reason on why you had my baby laying on the floor. And it better be a good one, a real good one, okay? But if it even with that being said, you would need to let him know, hey, moving forward, yeah, you can't have my son laying on the floor. And if you guys don't have adequate bedding for him, then he'll come over when you guys can properly receive him. That would be a better conversation to have. Again, especially when you're dealing in relationships that didn't work out, like, and kids are involved. Like, it's cool to argue. We get it. We're gonna, people are gonna have their differences, a difference of opinion, and okay, argue. But at the end of the day, the argument does what? Nothing. It doesn't change the situation. It just makes your co-parenting situation even worse. And like I've said to you guys before, who wants to live in constant turmoil and confusion? Now, we know there's a lot of messy people in the world, and some people thrive off of confusion and turmoil, right? But, I just really feel like when you get to a certain age, you really need to put that beside you, And I know as a woman, when relationships break up, we break up with our men and they go off and get with other women, and you feel like they're being a better man for a whole different woman. It does make you feel some type of way, because it makes you feel like, well, damn, what did I do? Like, why you couldn't be that man to me? Well, a lot of times different people bring out different things in people. It's unfortunate, but it just happens. But I personally don't feel like her withholding the boy from his daddy because of what happened. I don't think that's fair. I definitely do feel like she has the reason to be upset, but I just feel like they need to get to a place where they can sit down and talk. And if they're not at that place, then they need to get stuff put in position so they can be at that place. Because Tanea says that he has exes, and Keontae, which is her husband, her child's father, has other children. I don't know if he has, I know he has an older son, but I don't know if he has any other kids. She shouldn't want the relationship he has with that baby mama to be with her, right? She should want something totally different, right? Because it lessens the confusion. Now, again, like I said, Tanea is now pregnant with her 5th child by Arnaz. And I'm hoping for Tanea's sake that she's not sitting on this camera a year from now giving us a story about Arnaz. Because me personally, I feel like she moved really fast with Arnaz. I don't even think it's been 5 months, and she's living with him. He done bought her a car. And now she's pregnant with his baby. But we're gonna check in with Tanea because it seems like she has a good storyline going on over here. So we're gonna check back in with her. All right, Tanea, good luck to you, sis. We'll talk to you later. All right. Yeah, very fast. Okay, he has a little girl too. Okay. On the side of her face is a Band-Aid. She said Arnaz took her to get a facial, and a bump ended up coming out, and she didn't want the bump exposed to air, so she just put a Band-Aid over it because she was on camera or something. I don't know, y'all. She said it was a real big bump on the side of her face. So I don't know. It's Tasha Marie TMR Apple Pie. All right, you guys. So that's enough of Tanea. Like I said, if you guys want to get into her channel, the name of her channel, I believe, is TNK Family is the name of her channel. Keontae himself has a channel, and I'm going to try to find the channel and find his video to see if he had a response to it. And we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it then. The fact that she jumped right back into you flexing on IG, but you must not be really living like that, shows it's not all about the child. You want to expose him for what if you don't care? Well, you know, it's the immaturity, sis. I mean, because exposing him does what for her? Nothing. It does nothing for her to expose him, you know. But a lot of Tanea reminded me of Liv's life. It really did. You know, it really reminded me. And I would think if she's happy with Arnez, the new guy, what Keontae is over on Instagram flexing about shouldn't be a concern for her. Okay, thank you, Miss T. Lou. Thank you for telling me that. That's the name of the channel. Okay. Well, I'll check out his videos and see if he has a response to her, and we'll definitely react to it in our next video. Okay. All right, so you guys make sure y'all get into her channel. So because we're definitely gonna put her in the mommy lineup, okay? Because she definitely is a mom here on YouTube, and we're definitely gonna put her in the mommy lineup. Tamara says she a whole mess over there. Yeah, she definitely, Tanea definitely is. You know, me personally, Tanea is not doing anything different than a Jasmine or Olivia or Strong Mommy Chrissy. The difference between Tanea and the rest of these women, Tanea don't necessarily live on YouTube. She definitely has a life outside of YouTube, and she's not very consistent. She's been a little more consistent here lately, but Tanea, she'll be gone for 5 and 6 months at a time. Okay. So it's kind of hard to follow her storyline because she's not real consistent on YouTube. So now that she's pregnant with Arnez's baby, I think she might be a little bit more consistent, if not only to just throw it in Keontae's face. And again, that's just my opinion, but y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, okay? So now we're gonna move on over to Liv's life, okay? Oh Lord, we had to save her for last. Livy put a little long-winded. Y'all, this might be a little longer live today. I think I owe it to you guys because I haven't been on in a couple of days, so I definitely feel like I owe it to you guys. Make sure you guys hit the like button for me. I would greatly appreciate it. Make sure y'all clock in. Yes, she does, Mama. See, she definitely does sound very bitter, and she's pregnant and still married. He could get in her and blast her for that. Yeah, he could, Saucy J. But you know, Tiana, I mean, I guess she know what she doing. Okay, I guess she knows exactly what she doing. I cannot do Olivia. I take this girl over her ass, right, Sean? So Olivia, you guys, like I told you in the beginning of this live, Olivia definitely seems like she's living in the past and has no desire to move into her future. I believe at the time of this video, Olivia was more than likely in Florida, because I believe she went to Florida to visit her family. No, the triplets don't go to Keontae's house. We're talking about Tanea right now, you guys. Ariana just asked the question. The triplets don't go to Keontae's house because biologically those are not his children, right? So, you know, y'all know when situations come about and folks break up, you know, they typically, I'm not saying Keontae doesn't have love for her triplet daughters. Maybe he does, but biologically, KJ is his child, and I guess that's the one Tiana wants him to be concerned about. Okay, I don't know, but they still do. I believe the triplets still call him daddy. Now, maybe some of you guys know, but the triplets' dad, Tiana's, the dad of the triplets, whatever happened to him? Is he still living? I thought I heard he was deceased. I'm not really sure. Keontae asked to get the triplets, but she said no. Okay. It's called T&K Family. Yeah, no, when I first started watching her channel, I thought the triplets was Keontae's daughters, but I found out after watching her a little bit, I found out that they're not his. But he definitely did see after those little girls like they were his, because I believe Tiana said she's been with him since they were just like a couple of months old. They were very, very young when she got with him. So he's been around them pretty much all their life. Yeah, I've never seen the triplets' dad before. I believe he's deceased. Again, don't quote me to that. Thank you, Jasmine. Don't quote me to that, but I believe he's deceased. I don't know for sure because she never really, I think I heard her mention him some years back, but I don't really remember. Because again, I don't watch her like that because she's not real consistent on YouTube. Yeah, Ariana, they're under Arnaz. You know, I mean, today is showing her immaturity as well. I'm with her for making sure her son is good, but that's it. Yeah, exactly. Now, her withholding the boy from going over there with Keontae, I think that's taking it a little too far. It's not like the little boy was hurt or harmed or anything like that. You know, so her telling him he can't see the boy anymore until he proves her something. I mean, he don't need to prove her anything. All he needs to do is make sure the boy got a bed to sleep in when he go over there. That's it. He don't need to prove to her. I mean, Tiana, yes, she's the mother, but child, you're not CPS. You know, you're not Child Protective Services. If he's deceased, his family may be able to help with the triplets. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the triplets' dad is deceased. I thought I heard her say that. Again, don't quote me because I don't want to tell falsehoods on. I don't really know, you guys. I really don't. Yeah, I think Yana Mama, I think that was a little extreme. Again, I understand she irritated. You know, I definitely understand that, but I really feel like that's a conversation she should have had with Keontae outside of YouTube. We didn't need to know all that. Again, I know people, relish in other folks' business, but some things I just really feel like it doesn't really need to be said. Especially hoping that she does get to a point where they can co-parent effectively with him. Okay, he is alive, Miss Tilu. Okay, thank you for telling me that. Like, I didn't know. She never talks about the guy. So I don't even, again, I don't know. I thought I heard her say something to that effect, but I'm not really sure. But you say he is? Yeah, but she never speaks of him. So, all right, you guys, let's move on. Okay, so we're going to move on. So we're going to go over here to Liv's life. So let me make sure her video is where it needs to start at. Okay. So let's get Livy on the screen. See what this girl got to talk about. Men with mommy issues, beware. Okay, girl, if you say so.
But you cannot raise a man. What's K Michelle said? You can raise a man. He's already grown. What you gonna do? Okay. Period. So, unfortunately, some of us just get with low vibrational boys, and that's what it is. Hey, girl. When a man doesn't value a woman, he won't treat her right. We have to start seeing the signs of a man who isn't for us, period. Yes. And leave instead of trying to change a man. Coco, you say the word, sis. Men only change when they want to. Girl, men don't change. Men don't change. I mean, I feel like everybody can change certain things, but like the core to like what's the word I'm looking for? Like let me give you an example. Okay. Me as a friend. Let me say me as a friend. No, let me not use that. No, like for real. Let's just say anybody, okay? Anybody as a friend. Okay, here's a good example. Here's a perfect example. I used to have a homegirl, right? She used to have sex with her homegirl's men. Like, she used to fuck her closest homegirl. She did it to two of her homegirls. And we weren't that close, but like we were getting close. And even though she changed, she said she changed, she did this, she realized her wrongs. It's like certain parts of people, they don't change. Like the shit that makes them them, you know what I mean? I feel like little shit you can change here and there, but
What was the point of even saying that? What was the point of you talking about a friend that it sounds like more like it was she was explaining herself opposed to somebody else? What was the point of saying that? Like, what does that have to do with men with mommy issues? Like I don't understand why she mentioned that.
You right, Coco. You like that's the thing. We have to recognize when somebody is not for us, yes, and stop trying to force it. You know what I mean? And change somebody, definitely. I think honestly, we have to love ourselves, ladies. I feel like a lot of us, or let me just say me, I'll speak for myself. I'm not gonna speak for a lot of us. But as far as I go, I didn't love myself for a very long time. And that's why I accepted anything. And now it's like, you want to talk to me? For what? For why? Why do you want to talk to me? Like, uh-uh. 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 Don't waste my motherfucking time, honey.
Imagine being back in Florida, the place you never wanted to leave. Your baby obviously is being babysat by somebody other than you. And the only thing you can find to do is to go find a parking lot to park in and talk to the camera for an hour. Poor Livy.
Don't waste my time. But I just feel like even like Kevin Samuels and like the guys who do, are they just narcissists? Yeah, exactly. Of course they try to look like they changed, girl. Duh. Yeah. Let me tell you something else. A man can fake it all day long. All day long. You think so, Virgo? I don't believe that. I don't think if unless you've healed within yourself and worked on yourself, there's a lot of work. Like I'm still working on myself and there's like still so much work that needs to be done. You feel me? It takes so much work to work on yourself. Like you really have to heal some trauma that goes back far, far, far. So maybe that's true. Everybody does not get the same version of you. That is true. I will say, I will give you that, because if you have healed and done the work, I could say, yeah, you could go out and you could meet somebody and you could be better for yourself and for that person.
Okay, well, Livy, with you realizing that now, why don't you realize that's the situation with your ex and his new fiance? Why do you believe that Gerard hasn't changed, sis? Why do you feel like Gerard still wants to hit it? Like, why don't you feel like he's changed because of the woman that he's with? Like, if you're coming up with that revelation now, why like why didn't you why haven't you been thought that? That's what I'm trying to say. Like, why is that just now? Because somebody else told you that in the chat. Like, I don't think Olivia actually believes that, right? I think she's cute to agree to, but I really did. We wouldn't be reacting to her because this video would have never been made. She would have never made Hey, you guys, I am so sorry. Something happened. I don't know what happened. I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. I do apologize for that. I know you guys. I started seeing you guys couldn't hear me, but something happened to my Wi-Fi and it just blinked out. I apologize for that. But let me go ahead and get Olivia back on the screen.
Bro,
Let me go back.
wait, but it's for like Kevin Samuels and like the guys who do just narcissists. Yeah, exactly. Of course they try to look like they changed, girl. Duh. Yeah. Let me tell you something else. A man can fake it all day long. All day long. You think so, Virgo? I don't believe that. I don't think unless you've healed within yourself and worked on yourself, there's a lot of work. Like I'm still working on myself and there's like still so much work that needs to be done. You feel me? It takes so much work to work on yourself. Like you really have to heal some trauma that goes back far, far, far. So maybe that's true. Everybody does not get the same version of you. That is true. I will say, I will give you that, because if you have healed and done the work, I could say, yeah, you could go out and you can meet somebody and you could be better for yourself and for that person.
So I don't know if you guys heard what I said. You probably didn't, but right when she mentioned that part, at that very moment, it really gave me that Olivia is very stuck in her life. In my opinion, she sounds very immature, right? Because I believe what she just repeated, what someone said in the chat, she doesn't even believe that herself. I think she just said it because it sounded good to repeat, right? Um, like I've said many times before, I said this in the beginning of the live. Olivia definitely speaks, in my opinion, that she's still stuck in the past, right? Olivia doesn't speak as if she's looking towards the future. She mentioned in this live, I don't know if we're going to get to that part, but she mentioned in this live that she's okay. You know, she's okay with her calling times, the times to speak to her children on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 7 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Right? She spoke like it's okay with her to speak to them at that time. Olivia, in my opinion, it just seems like she's very complacent. She's okay with the current situation that she's in with the kids. Olivia doesn't, and throughout this live, and I watched about 45 minutes of it. Throughout this live, Olivia doesn't speak like she's trying to get the kids back in the situation prior to Gerard taking them out of her care, right? Like I just explained in this video, she mentions how she only speaks to the kids on her court appointed days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7:30. Again, when she made that statement, it sounded like she is okay with the current situation. If Olivia was a woman who was thinking about the future and knowing that this is just a short-term situation, if this is what she's thinking, that she would have said at the current moment, I can only speak to my kids on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 7 to 7:30. By her saying that, it would have gave me, okay, she said in the current moment, meaning right now, but towards the future, that's not going to be, because hopefully I would have got them back in my care. Again, Olivia speaks very much in the past. It doesn't even seem like the girl's moving anywhere towards her future. She doesn't even talk like that. Like, she constantly talks about the past. She speaks nothing of projection. She has no conversation about the future. None. You hear none of that from her. It's always, you guys, I'm working on myself and I'm changing. It's a process. But again, it's the past trauma that she constantly focuses on. She doesn't understand, like, that's your past, sis. Yes, we're not saying that you have to forget your past, because that is your past. It's a part of you. But what about future? What's your future plans on moving forward? I think Olivia stays stuck where she is because it's content for her. Because if Olivia had anything else to talk about, she would be talking about it. She speaks of nothing else but this, not because she's such a scorned mother. I personally feel like, because this is the only thing she has to talk about, that she feels like it's interesting for people to come congregate in a live or in a video.
I definitely agree with that. But it takes you time. Okay, honey? It takes time. Like I said, I'm still working on myself. And girl, ew, and this pimple. You guys have a pimple. It's so crazy. I feel like a little kid or some shit. Oh my God. Ow. I see some people that did others so dirty, try to look like man of the year. Oh, girl, I don't know. I just look back on things and I just realize, like, oh wait, can you? No. I look back on things. Oh gosh. And I'm not even talking about one specific person, y'all. I'm talking about like everybody that I done dealt with. Okay. My whole motherfucking life. Okay. And I'm just like, oh my God. Olivia, did you have no self-worth? Did you have no self-esteem? Like, honey, this is embarrassing. Like, this is embarrassing, honey. This is embarrassing, okay? I'm embarrassed. Like, I'm seriously, like.
Yeah, but what about, okay, if that's the case, then what about anybody moving forward? Like, imagine a man dating what she's doing right now. Like, how could he? Imagine a man having a conversation with her and all she talks is about all her exes live in Texas. That's a song, you guys. All her exes don't live in Texas, but her biggest one does. The one that she has 3 kids with. Like, imagine a new guy coming across her and that's all she talks about. Like, she doesn't even mention the baby's dad, regardless if it's Zolo or some other man. She mentions nothing about him. All she focuses her conversation on is Gerard. That's it. And it's like, sis, why? Like, other than the fact that he's the father of your children, but sis, he's with a whole nother woman now. Why keep talking about, you're divorced? Y'all are divorced. What is there left to talk about? Like, I understood her more back then. I know all of us like, Olivia, leave it alone. But it made more sense when she was still married to him to talk about him than it does with her now being divorced for him and still talking about him. Like, it doesn't even make sense. It's like, sis, how can you even get yourself prepared for the next man when you can't even forget about the last man? Let's continue, guys.
And I was talking to my sister the other day, and I was talking about one of these little that I've dealt with. And I'm like, I'm telling you, he was nothing like that. Like, you guys, it's so different with me and people in person and how they come on the internet and they try to portray shit. It's crazy.
Girl, she must be talking about Zolo. I guess she's trying to act like Zolo is nothing like how he portrayed himself on the internet. No, sis, he fooled you. He didn't fool the internet. When we saw him, we already knew he wasn't about Ish. Since we knew that. You the one that was over there blindsided. We all knew. You the one that was over there, Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles. Child, we all seen right through him. From the word say go. When we saw the first tattoo, we already figured it out. You the one that was over there stuck on stupid. Okay? But the whole internet already knew, said you should have listened to us.
Do you think you were the same person in each relationship? Yes, I do.
Yes. I think that's the most truthful thing you've said. You were the same person in every relationship. That's why none of these relationships last.
I do. I could say that. Yep. Yeah, because the trauma that I was dealing with, or I had to look at and deal with, was like from way day, like way back in the day. We talking about when I was young. So yeah, in a sense, I'm not gonna say the same person, but I dealt with the same struggles and I had the same triggers and I responded the same way when I was treated a certain way. Yeah, because I was fucked up. I mean, we still working through it. Okay, it's a work in progress.
Okay, I was getting ready to say, sis, because I don't see any revelation over here.
But yeah, girl. Okay, we're here. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, a lot of our traumas stem like from way back in the day. And I can honestly say, I can sit here and say I have severe daddy issues. I'm not gonna say severe because that seems a little strong. But I grew up with daddy issues. And I also be thinking about that shit. Like I'm telling y'all, and I be journaling now, y'all. I be journaling, so I be writing all this shit out and shit. So it's on my mind. But like, I've dealt with people with mommy issues. Like that's crazy. Like I have daddy issues, and it's like I attract men with mother issues. So it's like a person with daddy issues. It's like all we want is love. We just want to be loved because we feel abandoned. We feel like we didn't get that love and that protection and that security from the one man that was supposed to provide it. Okay. Mommy issues, whole nother thing. And I don't mean this in any type of way. I don't want to offend anybody. But I find that people with mother issues are very cold. Like the daddy issue people were more emotional, but the mother issue people are more cold, closed off, and just a little bit more cold-hearted.
Yeah, I don't know if I would consider that having mommy issues. I would just consider, sis, you done met some weirdos. I don't know if that would contribute to being mommy issues. But that's the thing. I don't think your daddy issues have been resolved. So why would you even put yourself in a position to date when those daddy's issues haven't been completely resolved? Like at the end of the day, again, I don't know if Olivia's seeking therapy or not. It's probably a hard no, she is not. Excuse me, but whatever type of issues that she claims she's dealing with, daddy issues, whatever, I don't understand why she feels like the internet is her therapy, because she comes on this camera every time being further and further away from being healed. So I would just assume to say that the internet is not therapeutic for you, sis, because you come on this camera every time you come on and you seem further and further away from being healed. Like somebody in the chat needs to say, one of these loyalty people needs to say, sis, just go to therapy. So Olivia can be like, you know what? That's a good idea.
Maybe because that's how you guys deal with your pain, because like you didn't receive that love. So you were just like, fuck it. I'm not finna be vulnerable for nobody. Like, that's my view on it. So yeah, it's a trip, and like I said, hateful, maybe not hateful, but maybe they're more like mad at the world. Like they're more angry. I'm not going to say hateful, but I will say angry. Like they have more of like resentment. When daddy issue people have more like sadness, like we're more sad. We have like that sadness within us.
I don't get what she's talking. Like, oh my God. I guess this conversation would sound better coming from somebody totally different. If we wouldn't have seen all the antic this girl has put on the internet. Like just a week or two ago, she came on here in her corduroy jacket. Y'all remember the corduroy bubble coat? I didn't even know they sold those, but I guess they do. Olivia came on here in her corduroy bubble coat, trying to act like Gerard wouldn't bring the kids to the airport when she clearly knew prior to standing in the gas station. I remember she was parked at the gas station pump and knew that she already couldn't see the kids. Like it was already brought to her attention. but she chose to take the opportunity to play with the internet. Like, if she didn't do stuff like that, then I would probably venture to believe something of what she says. But because she has came on here repeatedly contradicting herself, like, sis, I don't believe nothing. I don't even half listen to anything she says because I just don't think she's a credible source.
So yeah, y'all, it's a lot. It's a lot. But like, going back to my main point, I was sitting around the table the other day with a bunch of couples, and we had so much fun. We're drinking. It was so much fun. And
girl, you weren't sitting anywhere because you would have picked up the camera and put it on Instagram. See, I don't know why Olivia keep acting as if, and if you were, it was your sister's friends. Like, my God, girl, stop living vicariously through your damn sister, okay? My goodness, you party with your sister's friends, you live vicariously through your... Libby, get your own damn friends, ma'am. My goodness.
I was like, it was me and this guy, and we were like the only single people there. But I was like, just listening to everybody's story. First of all, everybody has issues, okay, in their marriage. And I noticed that as well, because the women were talking to me and they were just like, oh my God, girl, I can't stand him. And I'm like, okay, you can stand him. That's your husband. But seeing the love that these husbands had for their wives, I was just like, oh my God, like, that's adorable. I like that. That's what I want. That right there is what I want.
But you had that, sis. You didn't know how to handle it. You had a man that adored you. You stepped all over it like bad dope. Okay. You had that, sis. You had that. You definitely had a man that adored you, supported you. You had all that, sis. The man chased you all over the 50 United States. You had that, sis. You didn't know how to handle it. Okay. So that's why you don't have it anymore.
I just want like that security, you know what I mean? And I've never had it. I've never had the feeling of security. So maybe that's why I'm so quick to like up and bounce around. Like, I don't know, y'all. It's crazy. And then finally, when I build that security for myself and for my children, like, I feel like a fucking tornado came and like tried to, like, I'm sorry, excuse my French, fuck up everything that I've worked so hard for, you know, because I worked so hard to get stable with my kids. And, you know, it was just all like, I'm not going to say it was destroyed because it's not destroyed, but somebody was trying to destroy it. So,
Olivia, you know, one thing I will suggest is, since I want you to, in 2023, and I'm saying this very honestly, okay? Since I want you to start investing in shirts that fit you. I really want you to do that. Since it's hard to listen to you by looking at your boobies and you playing with them and pulling them up and switching them around and fumbling them up. My God, girl, it's so hard. And you've been doing it for quite some time, like several years. Since I really want you, while you're working on your attitude and your daddy issues, I want you to really work on getting shirts that fit comfortably, right? So you can have an engaging conversation without playing with yourself, ma'am. Boy.
I just don't want like issues that I have or like that their father has to like run down on them. You know what I mean? Like trickle down to them. Even though at this point it's like there's so much trauma there already. Like there's so much neglect. And I don't mean like neglect, like I neglected them, but in a sense, they're gonna feel neglected by each of us in their own ways. Oh, it's so fucked up. It's so fucked up. But
sis, how would the kids feel neglected because Gerard has custody of them? If you had custody of them, would you still be saying the same thing? Like, would you feel some type of way if you had parental guardianship of the children and Gerard didn't? Would you still be sitting in the parking lot having the same conversation? Like, you guys, I feel so bad because I have custody of the kids, and their dad only sees them like every other weekend and on the holidays. Like, oh my God, they're gonna regret us when they get older. Like, would you be having that same conversation if you had parental guardianship? No, sis, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't have that conversation because you wouldn't feel that way. You only feel that way because they're over there being raised by Gerard and Antonisha. And at this point, it is what it is. Like we've said it many times before. Olivia, sis, I don't know what we're going to do with you. I don't know if we're going to stop watching you. I don't know, sis, because we really need you to turn the page. We know you know how you guys read in a book and you don't have your bookmark, and you know how you take the crease at the top of the page and you kind of fold it over so you can save your place. Sis, we're tired of you folding the paper over and creasing it. We need you to just literally turn the page. Like read that whole page. Don't come back to it, sis. Go ahead and read the whole page since you got the book open. Go ahead and read it. And now you can turn the page and find out what's going to happen next. Okay? Stop creasing the page, Livy, and thinking you're going to come back to the story and pick it back up. No, sis, we need you to turn the page in its entirety. Oh, boy.
It's okay. Because we gonna make it work. We gonna make it do what it do. And I feel like if I talk to them and I stay in good communication with them throughout their whole life, and I let them communicate back with me, they feel like they have like an open space where they can always communicate to me about anything. They'll be okay.
So wait, why are you talking like those? You're never gonna have those kids in your possession. So are they? See what I'm talking about, y'all? She doesn't talk in the future. Like you're talking like those kids are never going to be in your possession. Is that what you truly want or think? You don't think you're smart enough or strong enough or good enough to get your kids back in your care, ma'am? Have you really recanted your whole quest to be a full-time mom? You recanted that, sis? Because right now, what she just said sounded as if the situation is ongoing, like she's not going to change it or it's not going to change. My goodness.
But y'all, can you imagine? They had their two parents together, and yes, there was a lot of shit going on, and they seen a lot of shit that they should have never seen. But now, my dodo self going back to Texas like a dumbass, trying to chase behind him. He don't want us. Come back here. Then they're taken from me. Oh my gosh, my poor babies. And then they're thrown in this house with this, oh my God, girl. It's just my poor babies.
Girl, you sound dumb. What in the world since you act like the judge picked you out of a lineup, okay? Your case was brought to his attention, his or her attention. I don't know if she had a male or female judge. Your case was brought to his or her attention. Nobody picked you out of a Facebook lineup, ma'am. So what are you talking about? Those kids were taken out of your care when you got back to custody because since you was over there wilding out. That's why. Like Olivia knows this. We know this. She knows this. I don't know why she keeps talking to the people who shows up in her live every time she goes live as if they didn't know that. Everybody knows what happened, sis. Why do you keep acting like we missed a part of the book? Since we didn't read the whole book. Matter of fact, we didn't read it a couple times. Why do you keep acting like we haven't read the book?
That's so sad. I just be thinking about everything, y'all.
Was it a female judge?
Mommy issue guys are selfish. They just think of themselves, yeah. And they don't care. Like, they don't care about anybody else. Yes, selfish. Yes. Selfish. So selfish. So selfish. Take every past relationship as a learning experience of what you don't want. You'll know how it feels when there's no trauma in the relationship. You feel free. Yes, girl, definitely. I feel like the nurturing empath women find the guys with mommy issues. Yes, definitely do. It seems like he doesn't want you happy without him. I don't.
Girl, now who in the chat said that? Let me see if I can see. Child, that's not it. Jasmine, what are you talking about? He needs to just put all his pride aside. Who said, girl, Jasmine, be quiet. This don't have nothing to do with you. Be quiet. Your advice has been null and void. It's been rejected. We're not listening to you. You won't even comb your baby's hair while they go visit with their dad because his girlfriend don't know how to do hair. You think we gonna sit and listen to you? No, ma'am.
I don't know, girl. I don't know. It's just too much. You know what I mean? I mean, definitely, yeah. Definitely. But
right, Tree.
It's sad because you have one person here that's working through their issues and trying to like understand things and work on things, and then one person here that won't even acknowledge that they have issues, that they have anything to work on. And you were seeing a therapist? You were seeing a therapist. Okay, I guess. Sure. But
sis, yes, he was seeing a therapist. You're laughing at that, and you ain't even been through the door. Girl, you don't even have an attorney, let alone a therapist, okay? At the end of the day, him not liking you doesn't mean that he has issues. It means he don't like you no more. That's what that means. And that sucks for you, sis. Like, it sucks to be in a relationship with somebody as long as she's been in a relationship, and because that relationship didn't work out, y'all grow up hating each other or disliking each other. Yeah, that sucks. That's a horrible situation. But that's your situation, sis. And I'm sorry. I feel like Olivia definitely breathed life into that situation for it to happen like that. Like, this girl sat on the internet and told the world that her husband, at the time, he was still her husband, was gay. Then she told us he was trying to buy the Uchi from the prostitutes in Florida. Like, sis, what makes you think you got out here and talked about the man's mama? What makes you think that man's gonna feel all warm and fuzzy about you? You know what I'm saying? And you did all this stuff, and then you want him to be like, Livy Poo, I'm so sorry for what we've been through. Yes, sis, that's not happening. Like, at the end of the day, Olivia, this is real life. This is not a Lifetime movie, sis, or Netflix.
Like I said, the only reason anything about him affects me is because it has to do with my kids. You know what I mean? And now I have to, like, this whole thing, taking them from me and doing everything that he's doing now. Like, he doesn't understand the amount of trauma, what he's doing up here to them. You know, he doesn't even care. He doesn't even care.
So you don't think what you do is not traumatizing? You keep reliving this on your channel, keep talking about what you think they're going through on the internet. You don't think that traumatizes them? At least what you and Gerard go through, for the most part, he just verbalizes that to you in a text message, or every now and then he'll jump on the internet. More far than close together times. It's very few in between that he'll jump on the internet. For the most part, his grievances with you are towards you, but you get on the internet repeatedly, but you feel like the kids are gonna regret him for what he's doing when he's providing them food, shelter, housing, adequate housing. He's giving them a loving environment. Not saying that you, the mother, couldn't give that to them, but obviously something happened where it wasn't happening, and the judge decided to rule against you. We've been through this. Olivia got 3 more minutes, y'all. We out of here.
And to think, y'all, that they have to feel that. They're gonna have to deal with that. You mean not enough of your presence? That can definitely be traumatizing to them, especially when you live so close. I honestly feel bad. Oh yeah, girl, imagine You guys, imagine this, okay?
Oh, Lord. JC said Gerard didn't take them away. CPS and the kid's school principal testified pretty much against her and her behavior and irresponsibility. Oh, Lord. But she's mad because Gerard took it to the courts. That's what she's mad about, right? Regardless if there was evidence against her, she's mad that Gerard made it a case, right? Because without, I guess, the assistance of Gerard, there wouldn't have been a case, right? So she's mad that Gerard made it a case. But in the end, here's the thing, y'all. This is what we dealing with. So let me say this. There's a lot of Olivias in the world. Shit, we just watched Tanea, okay? And there's a lot of Taneas and Olivias in the world. We can't act like these are the only two women on the internet that's showing out. But what we do know is there's not going to be an end to what they do. This Olivia eats, sleeps, breathes the internet. This is how she makes her living, right? And so this is going to be her continuously. Is this going to be her 5 years from now? Probably. It's just going to be with a whole different man. I really feel like every man Olivia gets with, it's always going to be toxicity and trauma and drama because she won't heal herself. For the sake of herself, not for her kids, but for the sake of her. She won't heal herself. She refuses to do it. And I mean, that's too bad for her, but this is ongoing, y'all. Life just gonna keep going. It's just gonna keep going. She's gonna keep talking about Gerard. When Gerard and Antonisha tie the knot and actually get married, she's gonna have a whole conniption fit on the internet. We'll definitely be here to watch it if we're around. If TMR is around, I'll be here to watch and react to it. But she's gonna have a whole conniption fit, right? And poor thing that she's literally living in Gerard's shadow. Instead of living in her own space, this girl, especially now that she's moved to Dallas, like this girl is literally living in that man's space. You guys, when I was in Texas this weekend, I was just amazed at how much was going on in that city. So much to do, so much to see. Just a whole city full of just moving and shaking and motivating. And imagine Olivia sitting in that damn house. And all she can talk about is Gerard, Antonisha, Gerard. I said, girl, you are ridiculous, okay? Just pure ridiculous. Livy, we gone, sis. We'll catch up with you later. All right, y'all. Oh, Lord. It's going to get worse. Yeah, it's going to get worse, honey. Oh, my God. The girl, she loves toxic love. Yes, she's going to stay in a toxic relationship. That's the only way she knows how to maneuver, right? It's going to really take a real special type of guy to really pull Olivia through, you know? Is she going to meet that guy? Probably not. I don't think she's gonna, but that's what's it's going to take. But she's going to forever live in Gerard's shadow. If she does not start thinking about future things, like she started school, hair school in Florida, and it didn't work out, obviously, because she was in the midst of moving. Well, now that you're in Texas, sis, find something to do with yourself instead of sitting on the internet all day, doing absolutely nothing. In my opinion, why not find something to do with your life instead of moping on the fact that you lost in court? Like, you lost, sis, and for what it sounds like, the case is freaking closed, okay? I would be curious to know, in the event that something happens to Gerard, God forbid if he's, passes away before the kids become adults, does he have any provisions put in place for what would happen to the children? I would be curious to know that. They're going to lock her up. I'm outside this TV, definitely. Olivia doesn't need a man. She needs to focus on that fatherless baby. He's going to be a problem being raised by Stella and Liv. Yes, it's Soldier. That could be a possibility. But I definitely would like to know if Gerard has anything put in, any provisions put in place in the event that something happens to him. Where would the kids go? Because Olivia, in my opinion, the girl is I mean, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but she's crazy. Like, she definitely seems very crazy. She definitely does seem like she has no touch of reality, because realistically, I wouldn't keep still living in my ex's shadow. You know, I wouldn't be able to. Even living in the same city as him, I would have to be living and breathing and thriving on my own thing. You know, yes, he has 3 of her children, but she still has one there that needs to be raised properly. You know, can you do it, sis? Can you properly raise that child? I mean, who knows? I mean, at this point, when Stella was gone before she went to Florida for the vacation, she looked as if she couldn't even control the little boy, because he definitely was missing his mommy. Once he marries Nisha, maybe she can have them. Hey, Joan. He needed to, because she's not safe. Yeah, she definitely does. She definitely does seem like a very unstable individual, because she won't allow herself to move forward. You know, steady getting on here talking about how your children are going to be so. You know, it's funny, because she always gets on this camera talking about how her children are going to be so damaged, and they're, you know, and it's just like, sis, is that what you want them to be? Is damaged? Do you want your children to be damaged? Because why can't you feel like those kids would have a thriving life living with their dad and visiting with you? You know how many kids live with one parent and visit the other, and are very and are very prosperous in their life? Every child that comes from a relationship where the parents divorce and they're forced to live with one parent versus the other, all those kids do not turn out horrible. Right. It's that, especially if there's some good co-parenting going on. You know, Olivia, she also mentioned in this live, I guess she went to call the kids on Wednesday, and she said her daughters weren't with him. Right. So she said her daughters weren't with him, and Gerard told her to call another number. So I guess the number was Antonisha's number, because I guess the girls were Antonisha. And she said she refused to call Antonisha. Or she didn't say Antonisha. She says, I refuse to call any other number but the number that I'm given. The number the courts give me. I'm not calling any other phone. Well, then, sis, that's your problem. If you don't want to call Antonisha's phone to speak to your children, then that's on you, sis. Then you're going to miss out speaking and seeing your children, because I guess when she calls on the text app, or the app that she calls on, she can FaceTime them. Well, I'm pretty sure Antonisha has an iPhone, and if she sees your number coming up, she's not even going to answer the phone. She's going to let the children answer it, because she doesn't need to answer the phone if she knows the call is not from her, coming from you. So she would immediately give the phone to Robin. Robin can pass the phone to Ryan. They can have a conversation with you, and you go on with the rest of your night, and let those kids go on with the rest of their night. I don't understand why Olivia puts those kids in a position to make them want to feel some type of way about Antonisha. Why make those kids feel some type of way about Antonisha when all Antonisha is doing her part, trying to be there to help her fiance raise his children? Why are you making it hard for those kids to, why make those kids turn against Antonisha when all Antonisha has ever done is try to help out, in my opinion, Right. The kids are not going to be with him just because, it's 7:00 or 7:30. She act like Gerard doesn't have a life. It might be a situation where Gerard, like last Wednesday, the kids were with Antonisha and he was at the house with Christian. What's the problem? Right. She chose not to call to be problematic. That's your fault. So why make those kids feel some type of way about that woman? That woman hasn't done anything but be herself. The situation that Olivia's in is really between her and Gerard. Antonisha, she's just there. She's just a part of the situation. I personally don't feel like, and I know some people would say, well, if the shoe was on the other foot, maybe you wouldn't feel that way. The shoe has been on the other foot for me, and like I said, in the beginning, I wasn't warm and fuzzy about the situation, about my kids being around another woman. I wasn't excited about that, but eventually I had to do what? I had to deal with it, because that was the situation and it wasn't going to change. Me and my kid's dad were not going to be together anymore, and he moved on. I moved on, and I had to deal with the fact that they were going to go over there with that woman. And guess what? her and I sat down and had a conversation. I'm not saying we were the best of friends, because we were not, but we were very cordial with each other. You know why? Because she had children as well, and she was going through the same thing with her kid's father. Her and her kid's father got divorced, okay? And he moved on and she moved on. So she understood where I was coming from. And that was my first time experiencing that. So I had never experienced that before, but it was, we sat down and we talked it out, and we became very cordial with each other, and it was no problem. It took a couple of months, I don't know, maybe 6 months or something like that. And then we got together and we had a conversation, woman to woman. And I let her know how I felt. She let me know how she felt. And from that moment on, up until my two oldest became adults, we didn't have any problems with each other. None whatsoever. My kids didn't have any issues. I didn't have any issues, because the last thing I wanted my kids to feel was some type of way when they went over there to their dads. I didn't want my kids to feel some type of way around this woman, because they know how their mama feels, right? So if they knew my mama has animosity, then my kids are automatically going to have the animosity too, right? And I didn't want my kids to have to feel that way being around in that environment. I didn't want them to feel like that. Like, if that woman has not done anything to you, don't make my beef y'all beef. And I think that's what Olivia does. Olivia tries to make her beef with Antonisha those kids' beef. And that is so unfair. Those kids live there. Let that lady be a part of their lives, and don't start causing diversion and confusion for those children around that woman. They don't deserve that, and she doesn't deserve that. I don't know, you guys, but that's my conversation for today. Let me get off my soapbox, y'all. I need to go fix my dinner. Okay, I'm hungry. Hold on. Okay, y'all. That we did a 2-hour live today. Thank y'all for so much for holding in. We had some technical difficulties in the middle of this live, and if you're catching it in the replay, I really apologize for that. But again, I thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We covered a lot in this video, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you came in midways, make sure you go back and catch the beginning of the live, and I'll definitely see you guys in the next one. Remember, sub what you love. Bye.